What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Again, I don't know which day it is. Right now, I'm on a trip in Sonora on a wedding with my wife. So happy day, whichever day it is, to everybody. In today's video, I want to touch on one of those LAPs from Joe Murgia, who's well known in the UFO community, and I think he does outstanding work. He transcribes a lot of things. His website is really cool too. He has a lot of historical data there that I think anybody could use if you're interested in the topic. So I'm going to leave it in the description. This long ass post, as he calls them, LAPs, is about James Lacatski, the DIA officer who was Jay Stratton's boss. Lacatski has written a number of books through the Dobser process. He got permission to write about these things. And that interview he did alongside Dr. Kolm Kelleher with George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell on Weaponized a couple years ago. There's another clip that I forgot that was there because everybody focused on the clip where he talks about or confirms him entering one of these crafts. And there's another very interesting post that Joe Murgia wanted to highlight, and I want to highlight too. It's one of the best I've seen. Joe transcribed everything, but I am going to just read to you the initial words that are not transcriptions from Joe, and then play you the clip where James Lacatski offers really good insight into human potential and how this is the most important topic in the UFO topic, human potential and psi. So this is Joe Murgia's post. I'm going to read it to you and then play you the clip. So here it is. In my opinion, says Joe, this is one of the most intriguing and potentially important things Dr. James Lacatski has said. And I quote, "If full human capabilities were known to us right now, the phenomenon is not something that we need to fear. Our capabilities have never been fully revealed and we're still learning. We've got a long way to evolve still." And then Joe says, well, for those of us who have studied things like remote viewing, spoon bending, telepathy, etc., it's rather obvious that as a species, we have not realized our full potential. And since our full human capabilities are not known to the majority of us, is the phenomenon something we need to fear or at least be concerned about? And then he says, this is one of my favorite interviews George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell have done. Lacatski said he was asked by a congressional office about David Gross's testimony at the hearing in July 2023. So this is the exchange. Here it is.
It's reasonable what he's saying, and that's what I told.
Okay, it's reasonable. It's reasonable that we have UFOs. We're reverse engineering that there are biologicals associated with those.
We didn't cover biologicals because I can't say anything about that.
Why can't you say you don't know? Or
I can't say anything about that, Jeremy.
Okay, no, that's great. That's great. So just another question about that.
Let me tell
right?
you, these
Have you
books
ever
are loaded with questions because someone criticized me, gave me a 3 rating on Skinwalkers at the Pentagon. Well, wait till they read this one. They said it's textbook-like. Well, in a sense, they are. They're a learning instrument. And one thing, and I don't know if I discussed this with you, Colin, but I was going to put like a textbook, questions in the back of each chapter. What do you think, and what do you, just for now, I wasn't going to give an answer sheet to them, but basically, I think that people really need to delve deeper into the books they have. And, I personally love hard copies, but at some point it's going to be hard to flip back and forth. You obviously are doing it well, Jeremy. I always had trouble on an electronic copy of flipping back and forth. I like hard copies.
Well, yeah, for sure. And well, listen, however you get the information out, it's great. So let me ask you this though. The big question with David Grush was they're like, well, he didn't see a UFO. Now you're in a meeting in the Capitol Hill and you're telling them we have a UFO, we've gotten inside of it. Did you see it yourself?
Can't answer that.
Okay, but if the answer was no, you could answer that, right?
No, that goes back to something that occurred a similar question, very similar to your question. It wasn't asked by you, but it was asked to Kolm, and he said, "We found no smoking gun." That is the standard answer we're to give. So I could say no, and it still not be the truth. So the thing is security is paramount. We follow the rules, and there's a good reason, a good reason to follow them.
Yeah, you can't tell me that good reason. We've
Yes.
talked about that. You can't give me a reason. You can't give me that good reason, but you're alluding to a really good reason why you can't tell me more about biologics, UFOs, exploitation. You can only say
Yes.
what you said. I get that. I wish you could give me a good reason because it makes me very suspicious. It makes people like me very suspicious. Like, what is it? Is the reason so dark? Is it so disturbing?
I see. If you want my opinion on that, I see no darkness at all here. Basically,
Okay.
There was some considerable write-ups on the Skinwalker at the Pentagon that our program was stopped due to religious concerns from the far right. Well, if there were, I knew nothing about that. I saw no evidence of that being true. But people can say whatever they want on the internet, apparently, and that was not. I did not witness any of that, and I think that's come up in some of these congressional hearings.
Well, let me put it this way.
George is saying something.
Look, in Skinwalkers at the Pentagon, and Kolm has backed this up in public statements, both of you indicated that you were on the trail of reverse engineering, crash saucer, metamaterials, weird stuff. You went knocking at different places and the door was slammed in your face. That sounds like you were looking for exactly what we're talking about right here. Is that wrong?
Of course not. That was part of the program. But I'm saying the door being slammed in our face wasn't because of suspected demonic activities within this at all. In fact, I would say there's evidence that this is something of a nature that, well, I better not say much more. If full human capabilities were known to us right now, it is not such something that we need to fear. And I just don't believe it. Maybe I'm influenced by my Catholic faith. I don't know, but I'm optimistic. I think everything heads toward good.
There it is. And yeah, I completely missed this one when it happened. I don't know why, but very interesting to hear somebody like James Lacatski from the DIA mentioning how important human capabilities are in order to understand what's going on and to not fear whatever repercussions knowing the UFO phenomenon can have. So for me, hearing somebody like Lacatski saying this was very important, because to me, that's where the whole story lies. The key to the story lies. If we understand what we're about, if we understand what we're capable of, I think that the rest is going to fall into place. I've said this before. I'm sorry about the barkings. It's the little rescue that we just rescued, Pachita. I'm going to show her to you eventually, but she's like a riot. She's really small. So I don't know what you guys think about this exchange, but let's finish seeing the reaction from Jeremy about this.
What do you mean by if full human capabilities?
We into that later at some later point. But our capabilities, as Kolm well knows, he's probably an expert in all of these areas, more so than me. Is our capabilities have never been fully revealed, and we're still learning. We've got a long way to evolve still.
And obviously, he's talking about what I just discussed with Dr. Julian Mossbridge: precognition, remote viewing, manifestation, even telekinesis. There's a lot of history there. There's another one that I like to call environment manipulation, which I'll talk about eventually when I get the chance to fully discuss the experiences that I had during my psychedelic experience that lasted a decade or so. But yeah, what do you guys think about this one? And I want to give a big shout out to the UFO Joe Murgia. He does a lot of outstanding work, and he's one of the people that has been around since at least the 90s talking about this. And he's one of the most skeptical people within the UFO world. And that's always very refreshing when you see somebody skeptical, because these days there's a lot of people that claim to know exactly what's going on, and they don't really have critical thinking skills when they're investigating this. They just believe anything. I think that's not okay. And at the same time, investigating stuff like psychic abilities, remote viewing, and all that, that already has a lot of stigma. And I highly respect Joe for not caring about that and going deep into the topics. As me, he thinks that there is something to that, to psi abilities. And from Lacatski, hearing that, thank you, Joe, for reminding me of this. I completely forgot about it, man. So let me know what you think about Dr. James Lacatski. But I do want to show you one more thing, though, because Dr. Lacatski just released a new book. It's this one. I'm going to show it to you. This is the cover. I haven't read it yet, but this is it. It's Inside the US Government Covered UFO Program, New Insights, James Lacatski. So I would highly recommend you guys read it. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm going to leave links in the description to everything that I just shared with you guys. And yeah, if you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's all you need to do in order to help us, and it is what helps us the most. So thank you. But if you want to support us in other ways, there's a few links down there you can choose from. You can become a member on YouTube, or you can support us through KGRA. Anything you choose to do is always appreciated, so thank you. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive like Dr. James Lacatski, always. Bye.